Calxiyn and Hunter here, and today we are going to be talking about Alyx being the blacksmith. And I know, I understand, because just at the last moment, I accidentally convinced a lot of people that Alyx was Juniper, because we know that Alyx died and had to ascend into something.
Not to grill you,
right.
But I love how you're not naming your sources here.
Okay.
An unnamed RWBY tuber
there were multiple
totally agrees with me.
RWBY
And yes,
tubers.
I have a girlfriend.
It was on Twitter.
She lives in Florida.
Okay.
No, you can't meet her.
But anyway, because we know now that Alyx died and had to ascend into something, people have put the Juniper theory back on the table. However, I'm about to create a huge upset because I actually think that Alyx is now the blacksmith, all right? And there's multiple pieces of
finally
evidence
come to reason.
for this, okay? So the first thing is that the cat says that Alyx had a crisis of conscience and she wanted to fix everything she had broken in the ever after. Now, that is very funny language, if you ask me, to fix everything that she had broken, and I think that's very interesting. And basically, what I'm thinking here is because when RWBY asks, like, are you the tree? She's like, that's kind of like a simplistic explanation of what the tree is, right? And so people may be asking, does that mean that Everaftians didn't ascend before Alyx? But I don't think that that's the case. I think the tree always kind of did the mystical tree Pocahontas, how she goes and talks to, like, Grandma and the willow tree or whatever. Like, I think that the tree always kind of did whatever it did, but, like, she's now the facilitator of the tree. You know, she's, like, helping people through the process, whereas maybe before the tree would just decide.
She's a hire, but the tree company expanded its operations.
Yeah, exactly.
And they hired.
It's like before, maybe it was not random,
partner.
but like the tree decided.
Yes.
But now the blacksmith kind of works as like a middleman therapist to like, okay, but think about what you really want. Like how she's doing to RWBY right now, or the stuff that she's saying to RWBY.
Splitting the work.
That is very interesting because they're using very vague language. Are you the tree? No, not exactly. That's a simplistic explanation of what the tree does, right? Alyx wanted to fix everything, and we know that Alyx must have died, right? So to go back to the Juniper thing for a second, the reason why people think that Alyx is Juniper is because she has a little bunny pin on her dress, and also the eye color is the same. And that's what I thought for basically the majority of the volume. And even after Jean said, Juniper found me and led me to the village, I still was arguing that based off of the timeline, like that doesn't necessarily imply that Jean knew Juniper before. It just implies that after Jean was poisoned, Juniper appeared and led him to the village. So the timeline stuff, it still makes sense. However, this is what I'm going to propose right now in terms of how Juniper is involved in all this. Alyx ascended to become the blacksmith, and that's why you also see like the bandages that she has on her legs and held her tools,
now the same
and the ribbons in her hair and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, like the ribbons in her hair were around her belt. Like there are elements of her outfit that you can see in the blacksmith. However, the reason how Juniper is connected is because after Alyx ascended, the first thing that she made as the blacksmith was Juniper to be Jean's companion in order to help Jean get to safety, because that was the first thing that she felt bad about. Even poor Jean, who she poisoned, right? That's what the cat
so does
says.
that mean that the tree and by extent Alyx are three different people?
No.
Like the tree, the blacksmith, and the giant rabbit.
That Alyx is the tree, or that Alyx is the rabbit. It's not that Alyx is Juniper, but Alyx sent Juniper to go help Jean, right? Just how, like, I don't know, like, she sent Herb back into the wild, right? She built Juniper to go help Jean, but she is not Juniper. Unless, like, there are some people that think, like, Alyx is the tree and the blacksmith and Juniper and the Jabberwocky, and that she, like...
And you get a car.
Yeah. But, like, I think that this makes a lot more sense that, like, she just liked rabbits, and so when she was considering... right? Like,
I mean, I guess she does like rabbits.
Like, you know, she just liked rabbits, and so when considering what
If I was a god and I liked rabbits,
considering what she wanted to send to Jean to help him, that's just what she decided. Maybe she even took, like, the pin off of her outfit and, like, it manifested into Juniper.
Wait, so
like,
does that mean, so she's no longer just, so in this estimation, she's no longer just changing people with the tree. She's creating new life.
Yeah,
She's a god.
Why not?
Okay.
Like, maybe a mouse died at the exact same convenient time, right? And
Do you want to be a...
made the mouse into a big rabbit. Like, I don't see see a problem with
Giant
that,
jackalope.
right? You know, I
Why
don't
not?
see a problem with that. And so I think that this is the correct answer. Juniper was who Alyx sent to go help him because she was in a situation where she couldn't go back. And that can be the big emotional reveal, as we speculated, like, oh, like...
And Alyx helped us the entire time.
Yeah, Alyx was here the entire time, but she's not actually there,
maybe,
right? And so we still get that, like thing that I said, like, oh, they're gonna reveal that Alyx is Juniper,
I feel
and
like
it's gonna be she was here the whole time, but like actually it's that Juniper was sent by Alyx, and so it's the same emotional impact, but it's Alyx is the blacksmith.
So a lot of shows and movies and games, like I'm thinking of like Shadow of the Colossus does it. A lot of different shows does it where like the character has one not human companion, and then the non-human companion dies in some capacity or gives himself up. They you know, where the red fern grows themselves.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
That's a reference. Old Yellers itself. That's another reference.
Right.
But those typically work because there's a lot of emotional investment.
Well, that was little, you could say.
Okay, that would have little.
Like
we would all be
Juniper.
little. I'm very emotionally invested in.
Well, little's already dead.
I know. But which is why I was very sad. But like, if the whole twist is like, oh, the whole time Alyx was looking after Jean because she was Juniper. That's good, but it's not as impactful because like we don't spend as much time with Juniper, and like,
I guess
their design is cool.
But that's why I think it would actually be better.
It's not as much an emotional impact.
I think it's actually better than if it's not Alyx, because then there's a degree of separation. It's like Juniper just like bucks Jean forward to go through the portal, like a little headbutt or something, and like it's a cute moment, but it's not like it's supposed to be a twist. It's just supposed to be like oh, that's so nice. They were there all along, and so
it's just
it's less of a big twist.
If they gave Juniper a little more personality, like a little more Sven or the horse from Tangled, you know, like they could have maybe landed, but you know,
maybe that works better than that it's not actually Alyx and that it's just something that she sent out to help, because then the emotional impact is like you see Alyx and maybe like the rabbit goes back to Alyx and they wave goodbye to Team RWBY as they go through the thing.
Sure.
But on that topic, like do you think Alyx is going to go home? Because she wanted to fix the Ever After. That's what she told Louis she was doing. That was her new purpose, was to fix the Ever After. So, like, everything she had broken. Like, she replaced the prince. Technically, now she's, like, made Herb again. Like, I can't think of all the other bad things that she did, but all the bad things she did seem to be resolved.
They could defeat Curious Cat in the end. They could get all the humans out, at which point potentially Alyx's job would be done, and that way we might see like
so do you think
regular
she'll
human
reascend
Alyx.
As herself?
I feel like they spent all that money because models are expensive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
like it needs to show up somehow.
They made a big, like, well-designed, really cool Alyx model.
Yeah.
And like, if they're not gonna do anything with it, well, presumably she's showing up in the next.
Hopefully,
you know, next episode. But like, if she left with them, I think that would be super cool. And then
I think
you could
so
have,
too.
Like,
and
Huntress
her brother's
Alyx.
probably dead.
Yeah,
but like,
you know,
it do be like that. I guess
she can be like, I fixed the Ever After. I can help fix here, and
and like, she doesn't need to be a huntress, but she could be a civilian. Like with the information, this is on the presumption that people in the Ever After won't lose their memories if they're human.
This is connects to the RWBY issue of like collecting characters that are useful for a time but don't die, so they just kind of hang out in the background.
But she could have like sort of a Velvet, like I like technology. Let me help y'all. She can stuff, right?
She can like punch people in the background.
And so I'm not sure, like, because she's not a huntress. They never said she's a huntress, so she would go back just as a civilian. I think. However, there is one thing,
she
and
could
it's
make
like
weapons.
the idea that like Neo is going to stay there and ascend. I don't know if that would keep Alyx there or not, because I think the point is that like Alyx does not need to fix Neo. That was not part of fixing the Ever After. That would just be a function of the tree and what the tree always did. It may mean that, like, there's no one to have a conversation with Neo because the blacksmith would no longer exist, but that leads into my theory that she'll actually have that conversation with Roman. Like, so Neo, like, what do you want to be, right? Like, it could be him instead, especially if we do see that when RWBY selects the Summer Rose, there's a Summer RWBY conversation. Instead of the blacksmith being there to like lead the way, maybe Neo just arrives in the room full of weapons, chooses the cane. We have that, like, so what do you want to be? And that's like the end. Like that's, you know, we don't ever know what Neo decided to really be. But I would like if Alyx is I don't know, like, I feel like that would be such a cathartic end to her story, because when you think about it, like, she sent her brother through, she had a crisis of, like, conscience, and, like, and tried to fix everything, was killed by the cat in pursuit of trying to do the one good thing in her life that, like, she wanted to do. So I feel like it would be a nice narrative ending if now Alyx has fixed everything, she's finally fulfilled her purpose as the blacksmith, she turns back into Alyx, and she goes with the cast. And it doesn't mean she would have a major role, but it could still be, like, a thing, right? And I'm sure Lewis is dead by now, which is kind of sad, but I still think that it's interesting. Like, it's an interesting concept, and you wouldn't really need to, like, I don't know, because she's not a huntress. You don't need to give her, like, vacuo screen time, right? It's just that she can be there, she can help, she can make weapons, right? As you said, Hunter. She can work with characters like Velvet who are technologically inclined. I see no downside, to this, really, of bringing her back. Maybe it'll be that she has to stay because she always has to fix the Ever After, but if the tree functioned on its own prior to this, her fixing the Ever After would not be, like, for eternity. It would just be until she fixed the wrongs that she did. And if they defeat the cat, it's possible that that is the last thing that went wrong, right? Was her not being able to stop the cat. So that is how we'll see her then, I think. But yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for attending Calxiyn's Royal Court, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye!